Now, I said I wasn't going to be doing this, but when cravings call, you got to answer. So, collard greens it is. Nice and clean, ready to be dropped in the pot. People always ask what kind of meat you season your greens with. I will tell you, smoked turkey tails. Best way to go. Just an FYI, smoked turkey tails are the alternate to smoked pig knuckles. Even though smoked pig knuckles, I like my pork, it tastes really good. But when you're trying to watch your pork intake, smoked turkey tails, you never know the difference. The fatty element that's on that smoked turkey tail seasons your greens perfectly. And I will also give you a little tidbit, a little food for thought, a little side note. Be sure to get the lighter turkey tails so the preparation time is not as long. The darker the turkey tail, the longer it takes to prepare your greens. Yeah, so get them light and get them as big or as small as you would like. I like the larger turkey tails. I like for them to break up when they get really, really tender. They cook about an hour and a half. Let them get tender, let them start falling off the bone. When they're halfway through the hour and a half, which will be like 45 minutes, be sure to drop your greens in like this right here. What I like to do is add sweet Vidalia onion and a yellow onion. So I have half of a sweet Vidalia onion, which was left over from another meal, so no food wasted. Let's use this half of a sweet Vidalia onion and the whole yellow onion. It doesn't have to be cut in any form or fashion. It's going to get mixed all up anyway. There you go. Yellow onion. Now let's drop that inside the pot of greens. Mix that in there like so. The turkey tail is starting to break up, as you can see. See? The turkey tail is starting to break up. That's good. That's what you want. All that flavor just break up inside those greens. Now what I'm going to do is cover this, and when they're half done, we will begin to season our greens. Half done meaning let them cook for about a good 45 minutes before you start to season them. You want the seasoning to settle in as they're half cooked. Once your greens are half cooked, this is what you will season it with. Now you will season it to taste. Don't over season them. Just saying, a bad pot of greens, it just shoots up to your heart and just almost kill you. No, you gotta be sure to season them right. So you're seasoning them as they're cooking. Don't season it all at once. As you're cooking, season it, let it seep in for about a good 10-15 minutes, go back to it, and if need be, season a little more, or don't add anything else. You know what you can tolerate and what you cannot tolerate. You know what you and your family like. You know how you like your greens seasoned. At any rate, what I'm trying to say is make it all your own, all right? So these are the seasonings that I like to use for my collard greens, which is totally optional. You don't have to do exactly as I do, but I would like to say that I am kind of keen towards my greens. But if you do it this way, it'd be great. If you don't, that's great too. Make it all your own. So first and foremost, you hit it with some kosher salt. You have to be careful with kosher salt because kosher salt, although it has less sodium than the regular Morton salt, kosher salt livens the flavor and saltiness very powerful. So be careful. If all fails and you don't know what to do with kosher salt, use the regular Morton salt with a little girl on the front. Do that. Garlic powder, ground black pepper, smoked paprika. Now this is totally optional. A little bit of apple cider vinegar. I've always grown up with a little bit of vinegar inside of our greens. I kind of like the flavor, not so much to make your greens sour, but it gives it a little kick, a little flair, a little pizzazz, if you will. Apple cider vinegar or white distilled vinegar would do, but I'm keen to the apple cider vinegar. That's what I like. Optional. You don't have to do that. And if your greens are a little too bitter, always keep some Domino white sugar available. You may have to add 1 to 2 tablespoons to take the edge off of it if it's too tangy for your liking. You may or may not want to do that, but you don't want your greens to be sweet either. But just in case they're too tangy and you don't like the flavor of the vinegar. All right, let's continue working on our greens. As you can see, our turkey tails have broken up just as predicted, which is exactly what you want. See how the meat is falling off the bone? That's what you want. However, the greens are still a little too al dente for me. I don't want my greens to be crunchy or have a crunch to it. I don't care for that. So we'll let these cook a little bit more, and then we will season it with the aforementioned seasonings. All right? All right. So, ma'ams and sirs, Mr. and Mrs., little boys and little girls, you know these kids eat greens too. Our collard greens are now done. All the goodness cooked out of them just the way I like. I don't like any al dente greens. I don't want crunchy greens. But you know, if you like crunchy greens, you know, go ahead and crunch on. But I like mine just like this right here. Thanks for watching.